Hello, everybody. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your Sabbath. I hope all you fathers out there enjoyed your God given right to fall asleep on Sabbath. So, we're just going to carry on here through Isaiah. Finished up on 47, so let's go on to 48. Hear this, O house of Jacob, who are called by the name of Israel, and who come forth from the seed of Judah, you who swear allegiance by the name of the Father and make mention of the God of Israel, but not in truth and in sincerity, nor in righteousness, rightness and moral spiritual rectitude in every area and relation. Who's that talking about, eh? Make mention of the God of Israel, but not in truth and sincerity. For they call themselves citizens of the holy city and depend on the God of Israel, but the Father of hosts is his name. I have declared from the beginning the former things which happened in times past to Israel. They went forth from my mouth, and I made them known. Then suddenly I did them, and they came to pass, says the Father, because I knew that you were obstinate, and your neck was an iron sinew, and your brow was as brass. Therefore I have declared things to come to you from of old, before they come to pass, and I announce them to you, so that you could not say, my idol has done them, and my graven image and my molten image have commanded them. You have heard these things foretold. Now you see this fulfillment. And will you not bear witness of it? I show you specified new things from this time forth, even hidden things kept in reserve, which you have not known. They are created now, called into being by prophetic word, and not long ago and before today you have never heard of them, lest you should say, behold, I knew them. Yes, you have never heard. Yes, you have never known. Yes, from of old your ear has not been opened. For I, the Father, knew that you, O house of Israel, dealt very treacherously. You were called a transgressor and a rebel from your youth. For my name's sake I defer my anger, and for the sake of my praise I restrain it for you, that I may not cut you off. Behold, I have refined you, but not as silver. I have tried and chosen you in the furnace of affliction. Don't we know it? For my own sake, for my own sake, I do it. I refrain and do not utterly destroy you. For why should I permit my name to be polluted and profaned, which it would be if the Father completely destroyed his chosen people? And I will not give my glory to another by permitting worshippers of idols to triumph over you. Listen to me, O Jacob and Israel, my called ones. I am he, I am the first, I am the last. Yes, my hand has laid the fountain of the earth, and my right hand has spread out the heavens. When I call to them, they stand forth together to execute my decrees. Assemble yourselves, all of you, and hear. Who among them, the Chaldean astrologers, has foretold these things? The Father has loved him, Cyrus of Persia. He will do his pleasure and purpose on Babylon, and his arm will be against the Chaldeans. I, even I, have foretold it. Yes, I have called him Cyrus. I have brought him, and the Father shall make his way prosperous. Come near to me and listen to this. I have not spoken in secret from the beginning, from the time that it happened. I was there. And now the Father the Father has sent his Spirit in and with me. Thus says the Father, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I am the Adonai, your Elohim, who teaches you to profit, who leads you in the way that you should go. Oh, that you would hearken to my commandments. Then your peace and prosperity would have been like a flowing river, and your righteousness, the holiness and purity of the nation, like the abundant waves of the sea. Your offspring would have been like the sand, and your descendants like the offspring of the sea. Their name would not be cut off or destroyed from before me. Go forth out of Babylon, flee from the Chaldeans. With a voice of singing declare, tell this, cause it to go forth even to the end of the earth, says the Father. The Father has redeemed his servant Jacob. And they thirsted not when he led them through the sea. And he thirsted not when he led them through the deserts. He caused the waters to flow out of the rock for them. He split the rock also, and the waters gushed out. There is no peace, says the Father, for the wicked. Always leading back to Exodus. Always leading back. Always reminding us of what he did back then. How so ungrateful. Always reminded us back then, constantly. Promised to put us back in Egypt, back into servitude, back into oppression. "49 Listen to me, O isles and coastlands, and hearken, you peoples from afar." So here we are, the Father speaks to us, but he also takes time to speak to you. And when you're reading this book, you recognize certain bits, certain invitations, warnings, pleas. Listen to me, O isles and coastlands, and hearken, you peoples from afar. The Father has called me from the womb, from the body of my mother. He has named my name, and he has made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand he has hid me, and made me a polished arrow in his quiver. He has kept me close and concealed me. And the Father said to me, you are my servant, Israel, you who strive with God and with men and prevail, in whom I will be glorified. Then I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for nothing and in empty futility, yet surely my right is with the Father and my recompense is with my Elohim. And now, says the Father, who formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob back to him, and that Israel might be gathered to him and not be swept away. For I am honorable in the eyes of the Father, and my Elohim has become my strength. He says, it is too light a thing that you should be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the survivors. I will also give you for a light to the nations, that my salvation may extend to the end of the earth. See, now I've seen some very good teachings on the comparison of Christ's life and our lives, our history. It's up to you to see it, but I guess that's why they changed the people, so you couldn't see it. But the comparison is there. He is our brother. He was one of us. It's just like the future was just there all the time. That's what this book does. It shows you the future before it even happens. The way Christ was rejected, nobody believed him, they were envious of him. Then he was handed over to another people's. He was whipped, he was beaten. Thus says Father Yah, the Redeemer of Israel, Israel's Holy One, to him whom man rejects and despises, to him who the nations abhor, to the servant of rulers. Kings shall see you and arise, princes, and they shall prostrate themselves because of the Father who is faithful, the Holy One of Israel, who has chosen you. Thus says Father Yah, in an acceptable and favourable time I have heard and answered you, and in a day of salvation I have helped you, and I will preserve you and give you for a covenant to the people, to raise up and establish the land. Covenant to the people, to establish the earth, to cause it to inherit the desolate heritages, saying to those who are bound, come forth, and to those who are in spiritual darkness, show yourselves, come into the light of the Sun of righteousness. They shall feed in all the ways in which they go, and their pastures shall be not in deserts, but on all the bare grass-covered hills. Saying to those who are bound, come forth, saying to those who are in spiritual darkness, show yourselves, come into the light of the Sun of righteousness. Wake up, family. They will not hunger or thirst, neither will mirage or scorching wind or sun smite them. For he who has mercy on them will lead them, and by springs of water will he guide them. And I will make all my mountains a way, and my highways will be raised up. Behold, these shall come from afar, and behold, these from the north and from the west, and these from the land of Sinim, China. I will make all my mountains a way, and my highways will be raised up. Behold, these shall come from afar, and behold, these from the north and from the west. It's happening, family. Like, doesn't matter what you say. It's happening. They're coming. They shall dwell with us. We also have to make note of when the Most High says, I know my thoughts for you, thoughts of peace. And you have to realize, do you have those feelings, those thoughts inside you of just peace, you know? You may be angry now and unforgiving, saying everyone's our enemies and I don't want no one cleaving to me and all these kind of things, but you can't just get rid of those feelings overnight. You can't. You're going to carry that with you. And if they're coming from afar and they're coming from the north and the west and the east, it means they're worthy. It means they're accepted. It means that they've come to help, they've come to serve. You know, even when I think of my own, where I hope my place in the kingdom is, and my own hopes and dreams, you know, like in Zechariah 8 says, you know, if it seems marvelous to you, it's marvelous to me. Well, my own thoughts of what I will do in the kingdom and how I hope my life to be is having my own little humble corner, and I still wish to serve, you know. It's not about being a god or a king, and I don't think I have the stuff to be a priest, but I wish to serve. Most High knows what part I would like to play. But we think of for ourselves peace and safety, but we also think of peace and safety and happiness for others who wish to come with us. And we'll get to that as well. Oh, it's right here. Sing. Okay, I will make all my mountains a way, and my highways will be raised up. Behold, these shall come from afar, and behold, these from the north and from the west and from the land of Sinim. Sing for joy, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into song. Isaiah 14:7. We all know Isaiah 14. Sing for joy, O heavens, and break forth. And be joyful, O earth, and break forth into song, into singing. You know, celebration time. Come on. Oh my God, it's going to be such a party. You've got to come with us. We can't wait to see you dance. I'm playing. It doesn't matter whether everyone can dance. It doesn't matter whether you're good or not. Just dance, baby. The Most High tells us it's going to be a happy time. We're going to be singing, dancing, and praising. You can't think of a party like it, especially after what we've left behind. Come on, man. We all long for this day. Isaiah 25:9. There'll be many days. Sing for joy, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains. For the Father has comforted his people, and he will have compassion upon his afflicted. But Zion said, the Father has forsaken me, and my Father has forgotten me. You see, this is all our family, our people who reject this word. There's no hope in them. Excuse me, they seek for politicians, they seek for us to all get educations and build our own industries and blah, blah, blah. This cannot be done here. This cannot be done here. There's too many forces working against us. Father has forsaken me, and the Father has forgotten me. We all know who that is. We all know. But also for you guys as well. Isaiah 56:3. Let not the foreigner who has joined himself to the Father say, the Father will surely separate me from his people. Do not say that. Join yourself to the Most High. And the Father answered, can a woman forsake her nursing child, that she should have compassion? Can a woman forsake her nursing child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yes, they may forget, yet the Father will not forget us. Behold, I have indelibly printed, tattooed a picture of you on the palm of each of my hands. Your walls are continually before me. Your children and your builders make haste. Your destroyers and those who laid you waste go forth from you. Lift up thine eyes round about, and behold, all these gather themselves together and come to thee. As I live, said the Father, thou shalt surely clothe thee with them, as with an ornament, and bind them on thee, as a bride doth. Strangers in our midst, foreigners who chose to come with us. It will be a compliment to us. They will be a compliment to us. And glory to the Most High as well. Lift up thine eyes round about, and behold, and all these gather themselves together and come to thee. As I live, saith the Father, thou shalt surely clothe thee with them all, as with an ornament, and bind them on thee, as a bride doth. For thy waste and thy desolate places, the land of thy destruction, surely now in coming years will be too narrow to accommodate the population. So the kingdom now is jammed, packed. We're jamming. I hope you like jamming too. The land, once the scene of destruction, surely now in coming years will be too narrow to accommodate the populations, and those who once swallowed you up will be far away. The children of your bereavement, born during your captivity, shall yet say in your ears, this place is too narrow for me, make room for me that I may live. Then Zion, you will say in your heart, who has borne me all these children, seeing that I lost my offspring, and am alone, and barren, and unfruitful, an exile put away, and wandering hither and thither? And who brought them up? Behold, I was left alone, put away by the Father, my husband. From where did all these children come? So much promises all interwoven into just a land of happiness, and all your problems gone and everything put back right and a fresh start. You know, even those people who are infertile, you know, the other part of Isaiah 56:3, and let not the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. And we all know about the stories of Hannah and Sarah. You've been dealt unfair cards in this life. Don't give up. Here is your hope. Seek the second life. This is why Yahusha said, this man is not disabled because of the sins of his parents. He's this way to show the glory of the Father. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be fine. Thus says the Father, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentile nations and set up my standard and raise high my signal banner to the peoples. And they will bring your sons in the bosom of their garments, and your daughters will be carried upon their shoulders. And kings shall be your foster fathers and guardians, and their queens your nursing mothers. They shall bow down to you with their faces to the earth, and lick up the dust of your feet. Stop. Now, that ruffles feathers, and that infuriates, and that stirs people up. But for those who come with us, those who are in the book, like I said, those who are in the true truth, those who accept the truth, acknowledge the truth, those who also, you know, all their hope is in the Father, is in this word. Do you think they need to do this? Do you think they need to do this? Because here it does say kings and queens. They know what they've done. They know that what they've overlooked. They knew what was happening. And you shall know with an acquaintance and understanding based on and grounded in personal experience that he is the Father. For they shall not be put to shame who wait for, look for, hope for, and expect me. You see, because these rulers and their armies who have to follow orders will fight to keep their riches, to keep their place, to keep what they've strived for decades, for centuries to set up for themselves, for their families, for their friends. They will fight till the end to keep that. They don't care about you. Step away. step away. Shall the prey be taken from the mighty, or the lawful captives of the just be delivered? For thus says Father Yah, even the captives of the mighty will be taken away, and the prey of the terrible will be delivered. For I will contend with him who contends with you, and I will give safety to your children and ease them. And I will make those who oppress you and consume, and I will make those who oppress you consume themselves in mutually destructive wars, thus eating their own flesh. And they will be drunk with their own blood, as with sweet wine, and all flesh will know with a knowledge grounded in personal experience that I, the Adonai, am your Savior and your Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. You see, as I go through this book and I see the verses my mother has highlighted here. Yep, because this is my mother. She passed down these golden pages. She passed down the book to me. As I see the things she noted, I could see it's like Christianized, and is very different from my notable verses and passages and chapters. As you see on here, I read you whole chapters which absolutely captivated me, and I felt I must share. But you can see the difference. And in these times, you know, yes, our parents were caught up in the deception and all the they made mention of the God of Israel, but not in truth and sincerity, not in righteousness, right standing, and moral, spiritual rectitude in every area and relation. They weren't exactly reading the book for themselves. They weren't exactly... Basically, they couldn't see. Their shepherds were telling them another gospel and leading them down other paths and telling them the people of this book are somewhere over there, those people. But their hearts were genuine. Their prayers for the community, their hopes and dreams for the future, because our parents lived in harder times than we did. Our parents and our grandparents, their prayers were genuine. Praying for the community, for the race, for their children. And then now in this generation, their children are now grown and become adults, and here we are. And this is the work the Most High has done for them, answering their prayers. And here we are bringing out the full truth, breaking down this book, taking back our inheritance, taking it all back, doing what this book says. It was promised. They didn't know that Father was speaking to them. It's just so brilliant. It's just so brilliant. So let me give you another one of my notable verses. Exodus 19:5 and 8. Exodus 19:5 to 8. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice in truth and keep my covenant, then you shall be my own peculiar possession and treasure from among and above all peoples, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be to me a kingdom of priests, a holy nation, consecrated, set apart to the worship of Yah. These are the words you shall speak to the Israelites. So Moses called for the elders of the people and told them all these words which the Father commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord has spoken, we will do. And Moses reported the words of the people to the Father. The purpose. Isaiah 42, we didn't go through that because we skipped. Isaiah 42, 6 to 7. I, the Father, have called you the Messiah for a righteous purpose, and in righteousness I will take you by the hand and will keep you. I will give you for a covenant to the people, Israel for a light to the nations, for a light to the Gentiles, to open the eyes of the blind and to bring out prisoners from the dungeon and those who sit in darkness from the prison. I am the Father, that is my name. And my glory I will not give to another, nor my praise to graven images. The purpose, the promise. Let me grab one more from my doorposts. Okay, so one more notable verse, Numbers 33 and 32. Or was it 32 and 33? Ay. That's it, 35. Sorry. But you know me by now, I just wing it. I wing it. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for the blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Numbers 35 and 33. So you shall not pollute the land in which you live, for blood pollutes the land, and no atonement can be made for the land, for the blood shed in it. No atonement can be made for the land for the blood shed in it. But by the blood of him who shed it. Step away. Come with us. But don't think you can cheat. It's not my way, it's not your way, it's Yah's way. Have a good week.